From a very young age, I was told whatever circumstance you were born into, that was the circumstance you were destined to play out for the rest of your life. There was no changing that. And if you did, it was only possible through a few ways. Winning the lottery so that you can have enough money to change your circumstances. The other was to marry rich, run some type of a scam, because there was an ingrained belief in my family that those who had wealth must have attained their wealth through scamming people out of their money. And the other way to change your circumstance was through education, but very lucrative education only. So either becoming a doctor or a lawyer. Those were the top two. I recall thinking these adults are clearly doing something wrong, because how is it that you can't change your circumstances? If I wanted to live a particular dream, why couldn't I? That's what I was seeing in movies. I was seeing it in books. I was seeing it out and about when I would see more well-off families of my friends. They don't seem like scammy people, and I kind of like the life they live. Why can't we change it? Fast forward years later, over the trajectory of my life, I got to see what little Heidi thought was possible. You do get to change your circumstances. The circumstances that you're born into is something that gets you up until a certain point, and then from that point, you get to have discernment over your life. You get to accept it, learn from it, and decide something different if it aligns with your vision and values. If you have a deep desire in your heart and always circle back to it, you are destined for it. It is up to you to pursue it. It won't exactly fall on your lap, but you will be led to it. The path will unfold, leading you in that direction. But ultimately, it is up to you to choose to change your circumstances and change your life. And I know that to be true now through the work that I do. Now I understand what that little version of Heidi was doing at that time. She was unknowingly tapping into the power of her subconscious mind. She knew that there was another way. Her inner knowing knew better. Through the power of the subconscious mind, over years, I got to change my circumstances. I got to decide differently than the life that I was brought into. And while there were beautiful aspects about the life I was brought into, there were aspects I never agreed with. One of them being around wealth and money creation. What I observed growing up was a lot of hardship around money, and I wanted to experience something different. I wanted more stability, security, a sense of empowerment around money. I decided to work on my money mindset. And how I began to rewire myself to change my circumstances, not just working on my subconscious mind, but using the tools that I know now as neurolinguistic programming to find other people living the life I wanted to live. And what we call that in the coaching world is modeling. And it's something that anyone can do, whether you're working with a coach or not. Take this and start implementing it today. The concept of modeling. And what we're doing in modeling is looking at people who are living the life that we so deeply desire to have, or aspects of a life that we want to live. And we look at how they live their life. We look at how they show up in the world, and we start to make assessments such as, what must they believe to be true about life, about themselves, about what's possible for them? What kind of habits do they have in their day-to-day life? What are their non-negotiables in life and what runs their day? Think about everything that must be true about this person and how they show up to make those results possible. Extract those assessments, start to apply them little by little or all at once. Apply everything to your life as it makes sense. If the people that you are looking to who have the life that you want seem to have structure, discipline, grit, determination, how can you introduce those things into your life? Let's go a little deeper. If you've been looking to access a really altered and optimized state of your health, and you find someone who has an optimal physique, a perfect wellness lifestyle in your eyes, start to assess everything that we've just talked about. Think, how must that person be living their life in order to have the results that they have? that? Well, someone with optimal health probably has really disciplined habits, has a very structured routine of sorts, whether it's a morning routine, midday, end of day, whatever it may be. Apply it to you how it feels comfortable. You can make an assessment that they have a set of habits and a routine for sure that supports an optimized way of health and well-being in their life. And you get to do this for every area of your life. If you feel that you are ready to change your circumstances, ready to change your outer results, it's time to look at what did you observe growing up about what was possible. Look at what you grew up learning and absorbing, and lovingly challenge everything that you observed and ask, is that the ultimate truth and the ultimate way to live in this area of life? And is that what I want to believe to be true? What do I want to believe to be true? And in this new belief and in this new way of being, how would I have to show up differently? What would need to change? What am I afraid of losing? What am I afraid would happen with my relationships? What do I believe would have to fall out of my life? If at a subconscious level you believe you are going to lose something that you have known to be safe for all of your life, your subconscious will block you from achieving the very thing that you want, because you have not yet reconciled that the thing that you actually want to go after is safe for you, and learning to create that safety in your body to be able to hold and sustain the very thing that you want, even when it looks radically different from what you observed growing up, even if it looks very different from perhaps what your family is still living. Overall, what I want you to take away from this video and this audio is you have great power to change your circumstance at any time. You are one choice away from living a radically different life. The moment you decide you are ready to live something different, a different life, a different way of being, a different way of carrying yourself in the world, and different results, then the work really starts. Then at that point, you can take all of the other steps to really pull in the thing you so dream about in your heart. And start with something so simple like modeling. Can you, after this video, look in your Instagram account, look at your social media, look into books, anywhere, identify 1 to 3 people who seem to be living the exact results you want to experience in your life. Run those questions through each of those profiles and see what can you implement into your life this very week to start to tap into a very different reality, so that you can get one step closer to actually achieving everything you are meant to experience in this life. I hope that was helpful. Let me know what resonated the most, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for being here.